commercials. You see them every day, and you see them everywhere all around you. On billboards, on your phone, in magazines, even on streaming services. Even though you're dishing out $14 a month, those little gremlins are still gonna pop up on whatever show you're watching. Now, despite how annoying commercials may be, at least the one good thing about them is that they used to be creative, funny, and probably have a catchy slogan or a tagline that would make you want to buy the product being advertised. For example, Exhibit A.
Apply for a new place from any place with just a single click. Apartments.com, the place to find a place.
Exhibit B.
Client's here.
Whoa, that achy cold needs Alka-Seltzer Plus. It rushes multiple cold fighters plus a powerful pain reliever wherever you need it. Oh, what a relief it is.
Exhibit C.
Uh-oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo!
Ronnie, how happy are folks who save hundreds of dollars switching to Geico? I'd say happier than a camel on Wednesday.
Hump day!
Get happy.
Yeah!
Get Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Now, the one thing all these commercials have in common is that they were creative, funny, and most importantly, memorable. But lately, I've only seen these qualities in only a handful of commercials. Wanna know why? Because the majority of commercials I see are either those fake game ads on YouTube or these.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take one daily Jardians at each day start.
You stupid! Don't send me that shit no more, you stupid ass! Don't.
First off, why? All you're doing is selling medication. You don't have to turn the whole thing into a musical. This isn't Wicked. Now, unless this ad is targeted towards you, the first time you see a commercial like this, it won't bother you as much. You won't even pay attention to it. But then you see it a second time, then a third time, fourth, fifth, sixth. Before you know it, an ad that you have no business remembering is living rent-free in your head. And this applies to all sorts of commercials. Lawyer commercials. Lawyer commercials. Lawyer commercials. Now you're probably asking yourself, why is this crazy dude saying all this? I'm saying all this to prove my point, that the commercials we see in our everyday lives today are indeed falling off. The commercials I used to watch back when I was younger were just so iconic in their own right that the commercials we see now have a tough time competing. And they end up having to resort to cringy methods just to make the commercials seem better than others. For example, I've noticed that both medicine and laundry commercials are having to make god-awful parodies of good songs just to make their commercials not be forgotten in the blink of an eye.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the things that just never come out.
Fuck, man. Get your ass on,
Daily Rinse and Refresh is formulated to remove odor better than detergent alone, with no rewashing.
One wash, it smells
Really, nigga?
so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Look, if I'm being completely honest with myself, I don't think I can bring myself to show you guys another.
Do your dry eyes still feel gritty, rough, or tired? With MyBo, eyes can feel MyBo. MyBo is the only.
So as you can see, this little trope is pretty popular among commercial culture. It is one that's hard to escape. And it's because of these cringy tropes that have bad commercials outnumbering good commercials. Now let me say this again. Good commercials are simply being outnumbered, not completely removed from the airwaves. I believe companies are more focused on selling their product as fast as they can than they don't take the time to put effort into their commercials. They just roll with the easiest idea possible, use shadow clone JC to multiply it, and then they send the commercial into the big wide world. Now, if companies are actually using this method to make their commercials, then it just makes this whole situation worse and just plain weird. Because the commercials they take time and effort to make that wind up being a hit with their customers are obviously going to make that company more money. Yet, if you are trying to make a commercial that does this, then you're going to have to take risks, try new things, get your feet wet, and things of that nature. If you are unable to do this, then you'll be stuck making the same mid and downright terrible commercials for the rest of your life. Now, let's say you're a company that wants to get out of this tiresome loop. What do? Well, for starters, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If there was a skit or a gimmick that was a big hit in the past, why change it? Now, of course, new trends emerge over time, and commercials are obviously going to have to follow this new trend to stay current. But that doesn't mean you have to go overboard and do this BS right here.
Taylin, that fit slays.
Cat, can I tell you a secret? We don't say slay, we say you ate.
You ate. Cool. What else you got? Maximum aura points.
Of course, there is the right and the wrong way to try and stay relevant. Apart from this, it is also important to realize that sometimes bigger isn't always better. You don't have to go all out on a commercial just to make it stand out from the others. In fact, if you're going overboard just to attract attention, chances are you should take that as a wake-up call to go back to the drawing board and come up with something different. Now, out of all the reasons I stated here today, the one I'm about to share with you now is the main reason for my distaste of today's commercials, and that's repetition. It doesn't matter what I watch on TV, basketball, my favorite TV show, even the news, I'm always going to see the same commercials over and over and over again. FanDuel, DraftKings, State Farm, Wayfair, KFC, PrizePicks, AG4, Fantasy, bro, the list just goes on and on. The worst part is that there is a time once a year where we Americans are supposed to get a whiff of a commercial renaissance, the Super Bowl. Yeah, most of the previous Super Bowl ads I've seen are mid at best. This one day out of the year, we are supposed to stand witness to some peak, yet we get mid-range jumpers instead. All I have left to say is just get better. For your sake, and most importantly, for ours too. Thank you all for watching. I'll check you all later.